Welcome back to the manager's seat. The guys have asked me to come back and do a video, but this time, Wonderkid defense, and I'm going to be bringing you a left back, two centre backs and a right back that you could slot into your team, because if you're like me, you've been struggling a little bit defensively in FM23 since it's come out. My players have not been great in defence, so if I can sign some of these Wonderkids, and you can too, then they might improve your team for the long term. For the left back position, the best player as a Wonderkid probably is Alejandro Balda at Barcelona. Now he's a bit more of a wing back than a full back right now in the game, in part because of his lightning pace. You can see he's got 16 acceleration, 16 pace, 17 agility. He should be pretty good on the ball as well. Some of those technicals: crossing 13, dribbling 12, a first touch of 12, technique of 13. So you can see how he's going to contribute to your attacking plays as a wing back. Defensively though, he's not too bad for a player this age at 18. 10 marking, 11 tackling. I mean, some of the other wing backs and full backs in the game who are fully developed don't have much better than this, and already he's got good off the ball, some good teamwork, vision, work rate. The determination is 14, so you should see him improve quite a bit. Now he's not going to be cheap. He is at Barcelona and he's starting to get into their first team, but Alejandro Balda might be the best option for a left back as a Wonderkid at the game start. Now if you're looking for another player, I would recommend looking also at Joel Hato, who's at Ajax, sorry, not Rotterdam, he's at Ajax. He can play as a centre back, he also plays a left back. It depends on how he shows up at the start of your game. Go scout him, see how he is. In my version of the game, he's turned out okay, a little bit of pace, some defensive capabilities. He's not really good enough in some of the attacking capabilities there, but he's only 16 years old, so there's a lot of development there that can happen with him. Take a look how he shows up in your game. He might be worth it, he might not. You know, these players have variable potentials when the game starts. Have a look at Joel Hato at Ajax under 18s also. So for the first year, two centre backs. Now I'm thinking about the left side of the centre back now, but if this doesn't bother you, this guy is great. He is right footed, but he can play on either side of your centre back. Giorgio Scalvini, this guy is already 6'4", and he's already got some incredible attributes at 18 years old. He's going to cost you a little bit of money, but if you look at his attributes already, fantastic marking, tackling, 6'4", that jumping reach of 15 years old. His heading is only 13, but hopefully he improves that as he goes on. Positioning 14, teamwork 15, a great addition in centre back. And some of the player traits are pretty useful too. Does not dives into tackles. Many people don't like that in their centre backs, otherwise they're giving away lots of penalties. So that's one of the attributes that a lot of people like on their centre backs. Really good determination, 16 determination, and a professional personality. Should see Scalvini develop really nicely. Now I hear some of you would prefer a left-footed centre back on the left side of the defence, so why not take a look at Isaac Toure. This guy is 19, so he's a little bit older, but he's at Olympique Marseille in the B team. He's only about 2.4 to 7 million, but look how tall he is. 6'8" already, a jumping reach of 17 and a heading of 14. Could you imagine putting him up on near post corners? He's going to be absolutely insane in defending your team. Now, there's a little bit of work, bit more work to be done in his attributes. The positioning, the teamwork could be improved. Only 11 on both of those. Tackling only a 12, marking only a 12. So he's older. A bit more development to happen, but if you need a left-sided player and you really like the tall boys, go for Isaac Toure. For the right-sided centre-back, I have gone for Antonio Silva at Benfica. Again, he's at a big club, or a relatively big club already, so it might cost you a little bit more to obtain. But if you're at a big club, you could probably lure him away from Benfica. They're only paying him 7.25k a week, so it's not loads of money. And you look at his attributes, he's all ready to drop into your first team at most clubs, or certainly start as a backup and a rotation option. You can see he's got a solid set of physical attributes, lots of 14s and 13s in there. He's 6'2", so he's not short for a centre-back. Good composure, good concentration, 15 determination. Again, it's going to mean he's going to develop nicely with a fairly determined personality. Now, some of these things again might alter slightly on the version of the game that you load up, but they should be pretty similar. And you can see his technical. He's got a good first touch, good heading, 14 for passing and vision. So if you're looking for a ball-playing defender in particular, Antonio Silva should be fantastic in that regard. And like I said, all these players should develop nicely. He does long-range passes. If you don't like that, maybe he's a player to avoid, or you can train it out of him. But otherwise, a ball-playing defender in Antonio Silva on that right side of centre defence. I don't want to do this one, he's a Southampton player. Tino Livramento at Southampton looks fantastic at 19. In real life, he's got a bit of an injury that set him back this season, unfortunately, or fortunately for me as a Pompey fan. But you can look again as a right back and as a wing back. He also plays centre back and left back, which is a really useful, versatile, especially at that age. But look, 16 acceleration, 15 pace, he's got great fitness. You know, he's 6'1", which for a right back is pretty tall. You can utilise him as that player who stays back on corners, or you can even stick him up on corners and set pieces. The passing of 13, technique of 14, tackling of 13. Now, his marking could be a little bit better. Maybe his positioning and teamwork could be a little bit better. He is 19, so he's that year older. He's going to cost a bit of money from Southampton. Maybe if they get relegated, you could steal him off of them. But crossing and dribbling of 14 as well. So he's really going to contribute again, much like Alejandro Balda on the other side, to those attacking plays. Now I realise Livramento might be out of reach for some of you, so I've given you a second option here. At Bologna, Wisdom Amy. He's Italian, he's only 16, so there's a lot of development to go there. This is the version that the game has given me right now, but this is going to vary depending on how you load up the game. But look at those physicals that he's already given me. He's pacey, he's got a lot of good fitness, he's 6'2" as well. You can use him as a centre back, you can use him as a right back, you can use him as a left back. Now, the technicals and the mentals of the areas of development he still needs to make. He is only 16, so that could go either way from here. You can see 5 crossing probably isn't good enough if you want to use him as a wing back, whipping those crosses in. Also the 8 dribbling and the 10 passing, 7 vision, but 16, there's a lot of development that can happen there. He could turn out to be a great prospect in your game, and he's going to be a lot cheaper than someone like Livramento. If you have signed or are thinking of signing any of those players that I've suggested today, let me know how they're getting on down in the comments below. Also, if there's anyone that I missed and you think they're potentially another Wonderkid in that defensive position, let me know down in the comments below. Who should I be looking at and getting in my own save so I can make my own defense a bit better, because it needs it. If you, like me, you need some help with tactics, go check out this video here. I'm going to be watching it right after this video because things are not going well for me. I got sacked from Juventus. I mean, there's a Juventus shirt behind that button, but I've been sacked by them.